Which way am I going? Which way am I going? I got you.
That's perfect.
Here, take a step.
NYC, the mecca of basketball. Sure, you can play it anywhere with just a ball and a net. But when you got the people in the apartment buildings watching, the other players trash talking, and the sound of rubber hitting asphalt, there's a reason they call it the city game.
Which way am I going? Which way am I going?
That sounds good. How much does it cost? Are you serious? No one should pay that much for a phone yet. I'm not going now. I can make
Not bad.
nothing.
I mean, if I was rich, I'd take advantage of that backdrop too. I'd also be worried about constantly launching balls off the roof, but I guess they can afford it.
That should work for Robbie.
Sometimes, I worry with all the terrible things that happen in our city. People be afraid to leave their homes, live their lives. But not today.
Excuse me.
Good, good.
Reminds me of the people who write into the Bugle, and a few who work there. Freedom of speech is a beautiful thing, but saying a thing over and over again doesn't make it true.
Flip, flip, baby! Flip it up! Flip it for real!
That's perfect.
Well, well, well! Spider-Man's a shutterbug! Click, click! Flip, flip!
Yeah, some things in New York you just can't explain. And that's what's great about it.
Not bad.
Protesting isn't just a constitutional right in New York. It's your civic duty. Especially when a multinational corporation is behind a bioweapon unintentionally getting released into the city.
My dear creature, for the man who has the impudence to fancy himself above the fairest of human nature
Didn't see you
has
there.
sunk immeasurably below it. Egad, philosophy has not made quite a fool of the fellow. But pray now, my good Mr. Strutt, amongst all this transmuting...
Oh, do you do headshots, Spider-Man? I could actually use a new one.
Whether it's on the stage or in the open air, where else can you see legends and soon-to-be legends performing every day? London? That's really far away. Honestly, we need a whole other photo series just on New York's music. Its impact, the communities it built, its outright brilliance. It's hard to encapsulate in one photo, but this isn't bad.
That's perfect.
My best friend's kid painted this. I remember her showing me a sketch of it the day before it went up. New York is nothing without its people.
Class is starting without you. Get a move on.
Not bad.
Hey, Watson, is that a good photo, Spider-Man? Hey, send it to the student newspaper.
The Spider-Men aren't the only superheroes in New York. Getting students to class on time? One of the greatest powers I've ever seen.
That should work for Robbie.
You know, I saw an old Grand Master playing there last week. Anyone could walk up and challenge him. And he lost to a kid who lives down the street from me. Dev. Never seen anything like it.
Can I take it back?
Good, good.
Say what you will about social media, and I can say a lot. It's helped so many businesses stay afloat here when they would have gone under a long time ago.
You know, okay, so just relax. Ain't my fault. I mean, God, open cars and all that.
That's perfect.
You know. I know. So just call your mother to the all right?
You know, for a place where everyone's comfortable calling out when something's wrong, people here sure hate admitting when they're wrong.
Just relax.
The writer in me does love the irony.
All right, look, I need.
Not bad.
Ah, the Manhattan Bridge. Can you believe they started building it in 1901? Finished in 1909. I thought it was old when I was a kid, but now? It's just amazing the history that's in this city.
That should work for Robbie.
You gotta hand it to New Yorkers. I wasn't even trying to be funny there. If there's a good time to be had, they'll find it.
I'd love to see you all at the fair next... Hey, you paid for that photo, Spider-Man? I'm just kidding. You're cool. Oh, no. You're radical.
I heard this guy dips his hot dog buns in tomato juice before eating them. Now, I get that it makes it easy for them to go down, but tomato juice? Brother, that ain't right.
That's perfect.
Is that? Oh, man! I haven't been there in years. When we were at the Bugle's old office, we'd hide out here whenever Jonah was about to blow. I finished a lot of assignments sitting at that bar, and a lot of grasshoppers.
Sorry.
I'm making 3-day work.
Not bad.
My grandma always talked about going here. She'd walk across the bridge every Sunday to get the freshest vegetables in the city.
The big budget stuff?
But one time, she was late and the guy in front of her bought all the tomatoes. And that's how she met my grandpa.
Falling through a window, and on the other side was a freezer. Falling again, but through like the air. All of a sudden, I was not where I was. I was falling up, I was going down, I was coming sideways. Vic, can you actually send that to me later? Spider-Man taking a photo of 2 up-and-coming superheroes. It just feels like something that should be memorialized.
We'll have it framed in our bodega, next to the photo of you with the mayor and me with Sloppy Jim.
Haha, the Bodega beef. It was already a rivalry for the ages when it was just David versus Goliath. But when Teos had to deal with the Bodega copying his success by using the exact same mascot, it stepped up to a whole nother level.
Who's that?
You know him. With the breath and the tooth.
New York's finest hummus. In our house, traditional's always best. But that does not mean we're unwilling to experiment, everyone. Was that a good photo? Post it online!
Ah, here we go. Now, I'll admit, I first walked into his shop because of all the articles about his new flavors, but his traditional ones would have kept me coming back. Sometimes a classic is a classic for a reason.
Crowd's looking pretty big. You get a lot better shots when you come to the show, Spider-Man.
New York's always had a thriving underground wrestling scene. Even been to a few shows myself. That combination of theatricality with amazing feats of strength and athleticism, it's electrifying.
Not bad.
When my son was growing up, I helped coach his youth baseball team here. Every game we played, the parents talked more trash than the kids, myself included.
Hey, Robbie, you got the photo? I think it's a good one to close my submissions with.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But I'm a bit surprised you're stopping now since you left out 2 of the biggest parts of New York. The Spider-Man.
I mean, I don't know if they're that big. And they are kind of controversial.
Everything I see in these photos, all the stories and history and life, none of it would still be here if it wasn't for the Spider-Man.
I just want to be happy.
I hope they know that.
I bet they have some idea.
Well, thanks for the photos, Peter. You've always been better at this than you give yourself credit for.
I don't think that... Thanks, Robbie.